Oh, right here, guys. Watch this. Watch this. Okay, so I'm chilling on my couch last night eating a sandwich.
I'm paying double it.
And I was like, you know what? I'm looking up some Lucian tech. What do we got? Pocket pick, Doublelift Lucian, and it's 8 years ago. And I was like, yeah, I haven't actually done any research on what's going on in the current day and age of League. Maybe there's some good info in here.
I play AD carry for TSM, and my pocket pick is Lucian.
They're the one kill they need. Doublelift still wants more. Doublelift is on fire now. They are taking over the game. Doublelift goes in for the kill, and they're on the chase. That's Doublelift.
Or should we just watch the video? Should we just watch the video? Maybe we just watch 6 minutes.
No, the calling comes out, and it's gonna get the kill with the laser ball.
I think he's just an extremely highly mechanical champion, which I've been waiting for the comeback of a champion like this into the meta for
USA,
years
baby.
and years. So he's not a lane bully, but he can be. He doesn't ever get like completely crushed in lane, but he can. In mid game, he has like a pretty decent spike where you have like a lot of options, but he's not like overbearing. And then late game, he doesn't really get outscaled. He has like a lot of mobility, so he's not like super vulnerable versus champions like Gangplank or champions like Malphite. And also he has a lot of ranges that he can play at. So when you're at your lowest range, which is 500, versus when you're at your highest range, which is culling, there's two like totally different styles that you can play. I think the most important part about playing Lucian is understanding your combos.
Right here.
First one, bread and butter, is E auto, Q auto, then you have another dash. The reason why you need to know this combo and the reason why it leads in all other combos is because your passive, as you know, gives you 4 seconds off of your E. Every time you shoot 2 bullets, it's 2 seconds off each. So once you hit like 40% CDR, the golden rules, you just need 2 passives to your dash to come back up. It doesn't matter when you...
So like he actually is like explaining. I don't even know if that's still true today, where your passive attack, like how much cooldown reduction it gives you. But he actually had a number for it and it made sense. But what he's about to say was fucking genius. Samurai, I think that research, because I haven't thought of trying to learn my champion in League in like forever. I'm just playing off shit I used to do, and then
you use your passive, it matters when those auto attacks hit, and it'll take cooldown off of your E. The most efficient and most damaging combos usually imply that you have a passive already up before you use your first dash. Let's say you walk up to somebody and you already have a passive. Yeah, you use it and you dash, and I use it again. Your E is already off cooldown. If you prep your E this way, like forwards as opposed to dashing in first, you can essentially always maintain 2 dashes. Just getting these combos down pat and like understanding the timing of them and doing them in the quickest possible way, it just increases your damage by so much. If you do this slowly, you just lose like half your damage. If you do this quickly, you just one-shot somebody and they're like, where did that damage come from?
So like what he said right there is where you already have your passive up going into a fight. So like even if you don't hit someone with the button, but you already have the first 2 autos ready. So it's like, well, okay, well you instantly have extra autos like before that even happens, and then it would help you in the fight when you hit your first button that you're already getting the CDR back because you go in with 2 shots. But what he says next was like, oh my god, I never thought of it like that. It's something so simple, but when he explains it, it's like, wow, I am like never doing that. Maybe I do it sometimes, but I'm never actually doing it. It's gonna be right here.
Yeah, practice, practice, practice. One of the earliest times you're gonna use your combos is at level 2. The hilarious level 2 Lucian power spike. When you hit level 2, you don't dash in straight to their face and take a billion damage trying to, auto, Q, auto. That takes forever. What you do is you use your E as an auto attack reset. So you walk up to them, 500 range, and you auto attack them. You use your E to reset. So you...
Right there. You auto, then E. I never thought of that. I was like, I just E in, and I'm missing the first auto attack. Because if you're walking up and you're gonna get the auto anyways, you could get the first attack, and then you guaranteed get the reset from the E. Instead of just Eing in, you lose the first attack. And I was like, holy shit, I didn't even think of that. Because it makes it when you trade, you should theoretically never lose that trade because you're getting 3 autos every single time. And it doesn't matter if this guy can fight back because you are stronger at level 2 if you get the first auto. And I never thought of that, ever. Just something that little, and I was like, whoa, that is insane. And then there's probably all this other like moments in the game where that could happen. That's crazy. Absolutely insane. Chat told us, how'd you not think of this? Guys, none of you have any idea what you're talking about. This is a very small little thing that is like massive. That was crazy. And I learned this from an 8-year-old video of him talking about it. And in 2 minutes, I was like, what? I didn't even consider that. That is insane. That's crazy.
you auto Q, and then you can either back off or you can use that passive and auto them again. One thing you can do to abuse this mechanic, this auto attack reset, is doing the short dash. Most Lucians, they do the long dash, they do the max range dash because they want to cover some distance for some reason. When you're in a one,
I just didn't know that, like, every time you hit that level 2 power spike, you should auto first every time because you will get 3 autos instead of just Eing in. So it's okay to sit there and it feels like you can be attacked because you're going to win the trade every time. And I think this also procs your press the attack too, which is nuts. Yeah. So that was like a really like, whoa. So like that is what I learned from that. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to see if I can get any insane level 2 one-shots. And then the idea of having your passive up before you are like about to hit somebody, and then you could quickly one-shot someone with the passive into E into something else. You get like 6 attacks off way faster. Nerf the passive? No, the passive might be nerfed. Like the cooldown timing is different, but the logic of that is still the same. Which I didn't think of that you would always get that first auto, and that's how you're supposed to start the fight. So you get an extra like 70 damage and it procs your rune instead of just Eing, and then you miss that first auto, and then yeah, you're like more limited. And then it changes the fight too. When you get the first auto, there's a much higher chance of like you have a lot more options because you have an extra amount of damage, like a substantial amount of damage over the other person, so it would make them have to do something very differently too. So yeah, that was actually insane. So I'm gonna try that shit. We'll see. All right, we got to see if we can get that auto E. I don't want to think too much about it. I think I do that sometimes, not all the time. But if I can hit that shit, I might decimate people at level 2. Northern, there, resub.